today Jazyl, who brings a unique perspective on living in Malaysia, navigating its diverse cultural landscapes through the lens of Bahasa Malaysia. Welcome to the podcast, Jazyl. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi Vaishali and everyone else. My name is Jazyl. I'm a student here in Nottingham and I'm Malaysian. I speak Malay as a second language.
That's interesting. So, what's your perspective on the language as a second language speaker?
What's my perspective on the language as a second language speaker? So for me, I use Malay mainly to communicate with other Malay speakers most of the
Okay.
time. And I use Malay depending on the place I'm in. So with the town I live in where there's mostly a Malay population, that's where I speak Malay the most. Yeah.
Okay. And the next thing I notice is as someone who grew up like you in this rich mosaic, how do you see Bahasa Malaysia language playing a role in connecting different communities within Malaysia?
That's a good question. So it depends on whether you're a first language speaker or second language speaker. Um, from my perspective as a second language speaker, I think Malay is like a force of cohesion amongst all the different communities. We also use a lot of Malay slang in English for those of us who communicate in English mostly, like me, and like Malay humor in English. So it's a very interesting way of adapting the Malay language to how we speak as second language speakers. Yeah.
That's an interesting perspective right there. So, the next question I have is as someone who's been staying in Malaysia for a while now, I've seen that Malaysia is celebrated for its cultural diversity. In your experience, how do you celebrate this diversity in daily life? And how does the language facilitate these multicultural interactions?
I think being Malaysian, you naturally celebrate diversity by engaging with Malaysian society. For example, going to your mama, going to your Chinese kopitiam, going and eating banana leaf. So for me, like in throughout the week, I eat different cuisines of food. I crave some days I crave Malay food, some days I crave Chinese, some days I crave Indian. So I think for me, food is a big thing. So I eat different kinds of food. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to listen to different music from the Malay culture, Indian culture, and Chinese culture.
Okay, so do you have any favorite Malaysian artist or someone who can, I think all the listeners should know about, like a musical
Yeah, for
artist?
sure. So I think P. Ramlee and Saloma, they're like Malaysian icons. I love Saloma. I love listening to her music. And then there are three singers that I love who are current day singers. Juwita Smito, Elvira Arul, and Jacqueline Victor. These are
Okay,
like my holy trinity of Malaysian singers. They're just so good. Very, very good
that's
singers.
interesting to
Yeah.
know. So everybody who wants to like discover Malaysian artists, you
Yes.
have who to hear now.
Mia.
Even Jazyl also, she has a song of her own. What's your song's name?
Yeah, it's not on Spotify anymore though. It's called One at
Oh,
a Time.
oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
got removed. But it's okay.
It's okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So, my next question would be with such a vibrant cultural tapestry at your fingertips, can you share one cultural experience or festival that you think beautifully showcases the unity and diversity of Malaysia?
Yeah, definitely. There's a performing arts festival called Short and Sweet that happens every year. It's held in KL Pack, which is a performing arts center. And this festival is really special because it is multi-genre. So they have a category for theatre, a category for dance, musical, stand-up comedy, film. So if you go and see all of these shows, you will really get to see how Malaysians relate to their identity as
Okay.
Malaysians. You get to see how their perspective on life
So, they
through all of these
include
art
like
forms.
local dance forms also in that?
It's for any Malaysian to submit.
Okay.
Yes. So you can make like for example write a play as a Malaysian and then just submit it, and then who knows, it'll be showcased at this
Okay, it's a
festival.
pan nation thing then.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so other than this language, Bahasa Malaysia, how many languages do you speak in general?
So my first language is English,
Okay.
and I speak Malay as a second language, and I'm learning French now.
Okay.
So, but actually, my primary language is English. Yes.
Okay, so you speak in English in your households.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Because in my hometown in India, we speak Telugu, we speak
Yeah.
little bit of Kannada, we speak so many languages.
Yeah.
So I think your life is more easier.
Yes. Yes. In some way, yes.
Yeah, but it's not. I won't say it's very easy. It's difficult because in English also we have so many idioms and all this going on to
yes.
express our emotions even better.
Yeah.
So do you know any idioms like in Malay?
Yes, I have some of my favorite things to say in Malay. I like to say, let's see what I've written some. Tak apalah.
What's that?
Tak apalah means never mind, it's okay.
Okay.
So, for example, when you don't want to work hard at something, you don't want to do something, you just say, tak apalah. That means, never mind, it's okay, you know?
Okay.
That's one phrase I love. I also like, what else is it? Potong steam. Potong steam means someone or something is trying to ruin your fun. So, when you're having fun and then something interrupts the fun, you can say, ni potong steam. That means someone is ruining the fun. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So, how have your experiences of your own language, like English, influenced your perception and usage of the language?
How has my perception, my usage of English
Influence your perception on Malay?
on Malay?
Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think for me, as an English speaker, I can see a lot of words in Malay that are similar to English.
Okay.
So that makes it easy for me, you know. I don't know if it really influences what I think about Malay, but it's just I can see the connections between Malay and English. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to give us like 1 to 10 numbers? It's like a vocab list of 1 to 10 numbers.
Numbers, is it?
Numbers, yeah. 1 to 10.
So count? Can? So I just count from 1 to 10 in Malay.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, that was fast.
Yeah.
You want to teach me now?
Yeah, so 1 is 1,
Satu,
2 is 2,
dua,
3 is 3,
tiga,
4 is 4,
empat,
5
empat.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
5 is 5,
Lima,
6 is 6,
enam,
7 is 7,
tujuh,
8 is 8,
lapan,
9 is 9,
sembilan,
10 is 10.
sepuluh.
Yes.
There is, when I go to the metro, there is always this station called Batu Sebelas Ceras.
Yes.
So, what is Sebelas Ceras? Ceras is a place I know, but
Yes.
Sebelas, what is?
So Batu Sebelas means 11th stone.
Oh,
Batu
okay.
is stone, Sebelas is 11.
Okay, that's
Yes.
an interesting find.
Yes.
Good for me.
Good for you to know, yes.
So, the final question I have is, lastly, how do you balance your own heritage with the national language in your daily life? And intriguing enough, other than the musical artist, any historian or writer that you are fascinated about?
Ooh, there are many that I used to follow a few years back. Right now, actually, I haven't been consuming much from Malaysian artists, but there are many Southeast Asian artists in general that I like. For me, mainly it's music, you know.
Okay.
I listen to music artists. And for your first question, you said, how do I balance my own heritage, right?
Yes.
I think for me, I really embrace how mixed I am from all the cultures. I've been influenced by Indian culture, Chinese culture, Malay culture, and also Western culture, of course, right?
Yes.
So I think part of being Malaysian is embracing all this mixture, you know?
When I came to Malaysia, I was watching an advertisement for the tourism actually for Malaysia.
Yeah.
And they beautifully called that as Malaysia Truly Asia.
Yes.
I think that definitely embodies how Malaysia is as a country.
Yes.
So whenever I go to different places like Chinatown, India Town, and then hawker stalls where they sell Malaysian delicacies,
Yes.
it's an interesting way of looking at the world.
Yes.
Because in India we find mostly like my people of my race, they are mostly in the nation, and people from other races are in the northeastern parts of the country.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we are mostly secluded from each other.
I see.
Now, globally, because of work opportunities, everybody are mixing up.
Yes.
But there still exists racist situations in India. But I'm happy
Yes.
in Malaysia, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So that's a very good thing.
Yes, yes. We all do
So,
embrace each other
yeah,
quite well.
that's something I think every country should learn in this world.
Yes.
So, unity in diversity.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So, time for a short language class again. So, what are the 8 most essential words in the Bahasa language to learn for non native speakers? To appreciate the language and embrace it. Have fun with it, most importantly.
Ooh, so obviously your basic thing is like apa khabar, how are you? Terima kasih, thank you. Mengapa means why. What else? There's tak mau, which means I don't want.
Okay,
Tak mau?
I need it more.
Tak mau? I'm sorry, you did it?
I need that word more.
Yes, you need that. I don't want, yes. Tak mau kerja sekarang. That means I don't want to work now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Terima kasih, I said already, I think. Mana ada is a phrase. It's one of those phrases you can't translate in English.
Okay.
Mana ada in English means where got, which is not, it doesn't make sense, right? But the meaning of mana ada means you don't trust something that someone says, so you say mana ada. That means, are you sure about what you're saying?
Okay.
So for example, you try say mana ada. Let's say I say, oh Vaishali, I won 1 million today. So what?
Mana ada.
Yes, correct. Mana ada means where got? How come?
Yeah.
So that's a phrase that
Assignments, mana ada.
I like. Yes.
Very less time.
Yes. Yeah. Mana ada. What is time in Malay? My Malay is not very good, just so you know.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it for the episode, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another episode of the Polyglot Podcast. Before we end this, do you have any other thoughts that you would like to share, Jazyl?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on your podcast, and I wish you the best with your future podcasts. Yes.